Why, hello. Perfect timing. We're about to head off to the beach. Why don't you join us?
Full moon rising, outside night is falling. You hear the wolfmen calling and hide under your bed. Dry your eyes, hon. He's only feeling blue and might like to talk to you and make a friend. I know you're scared. It's only natural to be scared of the things that we don't understand. In the morning, we can talk about it. Maybe think about it too. 'Cause monsters are a lot like me. They're a lot like me and you. Monsters, monsters.
Hello, little monsters. I'm Princeton Vice, and it looks like another beautiful day. What a perfect day for a beach trip. How do you find those waves?
Less than convincing. I'm guessing real stock footage wasn't in the budget.
What are you talking about? This is high production value.
Did you even do all the sound effects yourself?
No,
Caca! Caca!
Aunt Viv helped. Now, Tippi, Murray, don't forget your sunscreen.
Can possums get sunburned?
I don't know, Tippi. That sounds like a great educational opportunity for us.
Nope, I'm gonna go eat some trash.
Okay.
No sunscreen for me. I'm working on my tan.
Well, one thing I do know is that skulls don't get tan in the sun.
What happens to them?
I think they get bleached.
That sounds unhealthy. Let's do that!
Oh, it can take a few months for a skull to bleach in the sun. Trust me, I know.
Why, it's Grandpa Lothario Vice! What a surprise!
Back in my day, we liked a good surprise. But kids these days expect you to post a trigger warning before you even talk about the weather.
And as cantankerous as ever, I see. Well, little monsters, I've got a treat for you. Today's a special tribute to sun and surf and rock and roll. That's right. We're gonna share a whole bunch of music videos along with the movie. So I hope you're ready to shake what your mother gave you.
What, like a baby blanket?
A trust fund.
Anxiety around female authority figures?
Type 1 diabetes.
Oh, well, shake whatever she gave you, because ready or not, here's our first video. Roll it. Find out more about the Creature Preachers at linktree/thecreaturepreachers. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the music. We've been enjoying the sun and the sand. What have you been up to, gang?
We've been playing Moida Scene.
Oh, how do you play that?
Well, we half bury Murray into sand and then wait for someone to trip on him and scream.
Then while they're calling the cops, we run away, leaving them with a lot of awkward questions for the homicide department.
Well, that sure sounds like a lot of fun.
Of course, back in my day, if you wanted to call in a dead body, you had to use a payphone. I still remember waiting for hours to find a dime in the sand. Oh, how the corpse would reek in the sun. I still remember the smell.
Grandpa Lothario, you're back. Good to see you.
Harumph.
I'm surprised to see you here on Monster Beach. It's a long drive from upstate. Whatever state this is.
Ah, yes, but these last few years I've spent every summer tending to the lighthouse.
Oh, you spend it at a lighthouse. That sounds exciting.
No, not a lighthouse. The lighthouse.
I mean, that's not a big help. The shoreline has half a dozen different Wait, unless you mean the lighthouse.
Yes, the lighthouse. I said the lighthouse. Much better.
Can you cut that out? You're making me dizzy.
How's your house holding up?
Oh, it's fine.
And my old torture chamber.
We had to move that stuff to the attic.
The attic? But why?
Well, they use the ground floor for monster sitting, and most of the implements of torture aren't child safe.
But the thumb screws.
You know, I love them too, but they're a choking hazard.
And a thumb hazard.
Maybe we tied the room together. Child safe locks, bicycle helmets, participation trophies. Back in my day, our parents would chuck us outside in 1,000-degree heat, and we'd throw lawn darts at each other until the street lamps came on. Then we'd stumble home, weak and bleeding, collecting our limbs and fingers as we went, and we were just fine. Except for Thompson triplets, but they had a bad run of luck.
That or the family curse from that witch who wasn't invited to the bat mitzvah.
Murray,
Lothario,
it's been a while.
haven't seen you since the lighthouse.
Since that fateful night at the lighthouse.
Sorry, I think I had the wrong musical cue queued up. Want to take it again?
No, the moment is gone.
Well, I was just about to introduce this week's film. It's a low-budget B flick that asks the question, why make a beach movie with hot girls or a monster movie when you can have both? That's right, it's a 1965 horror flick, The Beach Girls and the Monster, directed and starring John Hall. It's a story of monstrous murder. When young surfers start getting savagely attacked, who or what is behind it? Hope you enjoy.
I'm a beach girl who enjoys the beach, making out, and garnishing my boyfriend's hot dog with sand. Aren't I adorable?
Hi, I'm the monster. I enjoy salty snacks, the shade, and, mauling innocent beach girls. Like so. Aren't I adorable?
No.
Well, what do you know?
dance, baby, dance with me to the beat of the... Ah, Richard, come quick! What is it, Jane? It's Bunny! She's dead! Oh my god! Alright, nobody move! This is a crime scene, and we've got questions. Starting with you, mister. How old are you? 35? I'm the relatable age of 20. Sure you are. Where do you live? Right up that hill with my father. Father. Why, I'm his father. Alright, Dr. Lindsay, you're an authority on fish. Can you help us identify this liver print? It's not any fish from around here, but it does match the carnivorous South American Pantigua fish. I've never heard of it. That's probably because we made it up. But it can live in or out of water and weighs 100 pounds. Yeah, you definitely made that up. But even then, it's too small. It's possibly a mutation. Some of the fish mutation experiments we've done in the lab have been amazing. Dark experiments. Forbidden experiments. Experiments that, if they ever reached the light of day, would push the realm of sanity to the breaking point and usher in a new, amphibious age of... Yeah, great. We'll catch it. Or him. I still believe that a human did this. Possibly a madman. Or possibly one of those surfers that hang around the beach. They're capable of anything. Even murder. You think so? Something has to be done about them. The boys are nothing but loafers and the girls are little tramps. They contribute nothing to a decent society. Okay, your close proximity to the crime scene and surplus of mixed-directed anger should put you at the top of my suspect list, but I'm going to ignore that for now, so bye. And here's our good friends, the Madbluds, with their brand new song, Beach Fuzz.
Baby, the best buzz. It's the beach fuzz, baby, the best buzz. No, they don't do it like I does. Come around the sun and have some fun. You don't stand still, boogie and jive. Neptune lover will make you feel alive. Yeah, the beach fuzz, baby, jump up and holler. Sand, ocean, coconut lotion. Beach fuzz, baby, twist and shout. Flop on the towel and whip it out. Yeah, ocean spray queen, see what I mean? Volleyball slapping, tricky unseen. Starfish, seashells, dance to the ocean swells. Me give you gauge, take the crazy night away. It's the beach fuzz, mama, distorted signal. Your number is prime, slap a jiggle jiggle with a beach fuzz on. Fun in the sun, get to the coast and get you some. It's the beach fuzz, baby, the best buzz. It's the beach fuzz, baby, the best buzz. It's the beach fuzz, baby, the best buzz. It's the beach fuzz, baby, the best.
Watch more of the Madbluds at the Madbluds on YouTube.
I'm so sorry about your friend. Just to think, it could have been me. You'd hate that, wouldn't you? To have your wicked stepmother get mauled by a fish man. Wouldn't you hate that? Say it. Say it. Come on. Say you'd hate it. Come on.
Stop it. Ow. Pinky, where are you?
At the bar, hun.
Where you always are.
Where I always am.
Hi, son. Sorry to hear about your friend Tramp. Honey. I'm sorry to interrupt. Who are you? That's Mark, my friend. He's been staying in the guest room. Really? I've been here for a full year. Oh, right. Ever since I got into that accident that injured Mark's legs, the least we could do is give him a place to stay for a while. How old are you? 30? 46?
I'm 20. Sure you are. Well, Richard, since we missed a lot of work recently, I want to catch up on some of my experiments. Not tonight, Dad. Jane's half of her mind. Richard, can I show you something? It feels like he's changed. Ever since he had that near-death experience that crippled his friend and forced him to stare death in the face, it's like he no longer appreciates hard work. He just hangs out on the beach all day.
I mean, not like I care, but have you talked to him about his feelings? Like the death of his mother years ago? Or his feelings of guilt about the accident?
Talk? What's there to talk about except the 3 most important things in life? Fish, labs, and working in fish labs.
Well, accident or no, I don't think we have to be burdened with Mark forever.
Richard's my son, and this is his home. And it's important to him, then we'll have to put up with it.
Your son? Everything for your son. What about me?
Sorry, Vicky. You see, before I met you...
Yawn. Anyway, it's time for another board of directors dinner. I hope it's an open bar.
Well, I should go over to Jane's. She's in shock from seeing Bunny's body. Not to mention scared for her own life, and wrestling with grief over the loss of her dear friend. But before I do that, let's watch some surfing B-roll. Okay.
Man, watching this is boring. Why don't we jump in? Well, okay.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, right the wave.
This episode, we're celebrating surf music. And if you're like me, whenever you hear surf music, you inevitably think of monsters, which is funny because at the beginning there was no link between the two of them. So how did this become this? What happened? Well, there were a few influences that cemented them together. First, let's define what surf music is. Surfer rock arose in Southern California in the early 1960s. One of the biggest pioneers was Dick Dale and the Deltones. Dick was a surfer himself, and he preferred using heavy reverb when he played, which resulted in cascading wave-like sound. He and the other artists like the Shantays, the Ventures, and the Safaris helped codify the musical genre that became famous around the world. Now, the first link comes from Dick Dale himself. 1. Miserlou. You see, Dick Dale was of Lebanese descent, and while he taught himself to play guitar, he also learned to play Middle Eastern instruments like the tarbaki and the oud. On his debut album, he included an instrumental rock version of the Mediterranean folk song Miserlou. The name of the song literally means Egyptian woman. You probably heard it on Pulp Fiction. Well, it was a hit, which is funny because it was one of the first times that Middle Eastern musical modes were popular in white, non-ethnic audiences since, well, Franz Liszt. And it opened the door for a lot of experimentation in surf rock. Other influences found a home there too, including Spanish flamenco, the 12-tonal music like the Twilight Zone theme. So surf music is full of modes and keys that felt very exciting but also unfamiliar. And while foreign is not the same as monstrous, it definitely gives a feeling of far from home. Alright, link number 2. The Beach Boys' Good Vibrations. So for you Zoomers out there, the Beach Boys were a pop group from the 1960s with amazingly tight vocals. Some consider them surfer rock, although Dick Dale grumpily excluded them, saying true surf rock was instrumental forward. Now, the frontman for the Beach Boys was Brian Wilson, who loved experimenting and pushing the boundaries. In 1966, they released the song Good Vibrations, which is a bit of a pocket symphony. It's only 3.5 minutes long, but has 6 distinct sections, a score of key changes, and a slew of different unusual instruments, including jaw harp, cello, and theremin. What's a theremin? An early synthesizer with an eerie sound. The only place you typically heard it was in sci-fi movies, including The Day the Earth Stood Still and the B-movies of producer Robert Lippert. Which brings us to link number 3, B-movies. In the 1950s and early 60s, there was a booming movie industry. Not just the big studios, but also the cheap fly-by-night studios making low-budget films to sell in bulk to drive-through movie theaters. There's a large and indiscriminate young adult market, and one popular market was the beach movie. These movies were light musicals, which included the Beach Party series, some of the Elvis flicks, and lots of knockoffs. These were all full of coming-of-age story tropes, romance, and plenty of T&A. And the thing about instrumental surf music is, it makes great background music for your movie. The kids love it, and it's cheap. Why hire an orchestra when you just hire a 3-man garage band? And meanwhile, the other hot trend in low-budget films was the monster movie, specifically the atomic age of horror, for those who are taking notes, full of radioactive mutants, fishmen, and aliens from outer space. You don't need an expensive script, you just need some young actors who can scream and a rubber suit. So it was inevitable that someone would merge the two genres and make a monster beach flick. This includes The Beach Girls and the Monster, but also Monster at Party Beach, and also The Ghost in the Invisible Bikini, which features Boris Karloff, who was brought in after a principal shooting to save it. And lastly, link number 4, The Munsters. The final nail in the coffin was the TV show The Munsters. It was a screwy sitcom about a loving family who just happened to be monsters. The producers wanted their show to have a hip 1960s opening theme, so the guitarist and jazz composer Jack Marshall composed something that included elements from gothic movie scores juxtaposed with twangy electric guitar. And it's pretty damn iconic. Thanks to The Munsters being in syndication, as well as Nick at Night in the 90s, The Munsters has been exposed to several generations. For some kids, it's their first exposure to either surf music or monsters. And that is how surf music became monster music. You can see this in some video games, for example, like a Monster Prom series, which I've done some videos on before. And of course, there's been some further merging after the fact with the influence of psychobilly and gothabilly, but that's a whole nother lecture. Well, enough musical history for today. Let's get back to the movie.
Those surf films are great. What do you want to show me, Mark? Well, here's a sculpture I wanted to show you. It's a bunny. It looks just like her. I wanted you to offer it to Bunny's parents in case they wanted it. Will do. What's this one? My bust of Vicky. Well, that's a bit more accurate. That's because I've studied every inch of her from afar. You see, you don't understand her the way I do. No one appreciates her the way I do. That's it. We're getting you out of the house more. You don't really mind if we don't go down the beach today? I just couldn't after what happened. Don't worry, we can swim in our pool.
What a touching little scene. I see you brought one of your mermaids home.
Hi, Vicky.
I'm going for a swim at the beach. You can have the house all to yourself. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You know what I mean. I'm talking about having...
You asked me no, Vicky. Yes, Vicky. Thank you. I can't see how my father sees anything in her. She's so mean and cold and not sexually repressed. Boy, this boy needs therapy. Should I listen to him? Pour out his griefs? This would let me know more about him and let him know that he can be open and vulnerable around me. Or would it set up a dangerous precedent of him leaning on me when he should be seeking psychiatric help elsewhere? What's the foundation that I want to build this relationship on? Hey, let's go swim and splash in water and flirt. Okay.
I'm here to model for your sculpture.
About time you showed up. You're an hour late.
I used to have lots of men friends. Now I don't have any. I bet you know what it's like to be lonely.
Oh, but Vicky.
Whoa! going too far there.
Oh, but Vicky!
But Vicky what?
Now, pause. Vicky uses some really ableist language here, and that's not okay. So we've replaced certain words she's going to say to reflect it. I doubt you'll even notice.
But Vicky what? You think I'd make love to a useless...
Cranapple.
Be careful for small favors, Mark.
I could kill her! I could kill her!
Here's a personal favorite of mine, Suburban Decay with their song Teenage Psycho.
Living by their code of rebellion and mutiny.
Nihilistic, live to get high. Smarties in your class, but you're too good to try. You say you're at school and everyone's your friend, but secretly you're waiting for this life to end. You were miserable and pissed before it wasn't trending. You don't need immorality, cause you reject all authority. You'll have your day. So you say, your brother will, so nothing really matters anyway. All the others come to hear words profound. They see that the darkness in you has no bounds. Where they need to be destructive even to yourself. You disappoint all those who thought you could be helped. Evil is a good, you'll make a heaven of your hell. And you don't need that morality, cause you reject all authority. You'll have your day. So you say, you bother with so nothing really matters anyway. Beneath your tough exterior, there's nothing else there.
This song's off their album Cerberus. Find more at suburbandecay.bandcamp.com.
Thanks for riding with me to pick up my bad. I bet you won't start any awkward conversations while you're here. That's what friends are for, Richard. Richard, it's time we start that awkward conversation. Yeet! I'm tired of big excuses at the lab. I spent too much time and money building this company for you to waste yourself doing nothing. I realize now that there's more to life than work. And fish. And I want to eventually settle down, but first I want to see the world. Travel. See what's out there. Don't you ever get the feeling that there's more out there? Well, let me share the advice that my father gave me. When you feel something like that, repress it. Bury it deep inside you and let it sink to the bottom of your stomach, where it sits like a crustacean at the bottom of the ocean, lost in the cold, inky depths. The pressure builds to astronomical levels in the deep, but it remains growing, feeding off the volcanic vents that bubble and boil in the seabed, finding its time to strike, to lash out with fin and claw at anything that swims by, at those who would dare take your precious son away from you. Are you sure that's a healthy suggestion? Always worked for me. Oh, we're home. I don't want to see him throw his life away.
Who cares about him?
Don't you see that this is important to me?
Whatever, so long as you leave me out of it. It's over between us, Otto.
Vicky, can't we?
We can't anything. Can't you get that through your head?
I'm so mad I could crush this whiskey bottle in my bare hand. Why I'm so mad I could crush this glass tumbler in my bare hand. There we go.
Welcome back, little monsters. Are you enjoying the film?
I am. Although the body monster's pretty goofy.
I don't think it is a monster. This is probably the first time I've ever said this, but I agree with the cop. I think it's a human serial killer. Well, that sounds like a perfect time to bring out our murder board!
Just like death in paradise!
Well, here's a list of all of our potential suspects. You brought your murder board with you to the beach. Well, I wrote board on my list of things to pack, and I forgot to specify boogie board.
Yeah, I've done that.
Anyway, our first suspect is the South American Fantigua fish. Doc Hall suspects a giant mutated fish. It's pretty unbelievable, but anything can happen in B-movies.
That's assuming the doctor didn't personally mutate it. Just what are they working on in that lab? That doctor sounds very sus to me.
Rather frazzin' Gen X and their hippie slang. Speak English.
I agree.
Thank you.
I agree with Tippi. Which brings us to Dr. Lindsay himself, Richard's father. Very demanding, doesn't like the beach kids. If he didn't mutate a fish, maybe he's the monster, either wearing a disguise or he's turned himself into a werefish. My money's on Mark. He's definitely got creepy artist vibes all over him. And he was kind of creeping on Vicky. The only reason he didn't make a full body pullover is it wouldn't fit in the kiln. And you know, artist, one day he's making sculptures out of clay. Next thing you know, bam, he's made a lamp out of your spinal column. And we've all learned anything on this show. All artists are psychopaths. Oh, you were paying attention. No, I wasn't.
Oh, or maybe it's a stepmom Vicky. She's definitely a cold-blooded Karen. And you know who else is cold-blooded? A fish.
Noted.
And she drinks like a fish. You know who else drinks like a fish?
A fish?
Coincidence? Sounds very fishy to me.
Oh, I agree. She's definitely malicious enough to be a killer. But personally, I predict that she'll be the Agatha Christie-style a-hole victim, as in someone that the audience would feel no sympathy for if they were to die. But more importantly, they cheese off everyone, so everyone has a motive.
Or how'd she cheese off a South American mute fish?
I don't know, but if anyone can, it's Vicky. She's aware of many hats. All of them nightcaps. Anyone else? Here's our dark horse bets. 20-1 on Richard. He's nice, but he's strong enough, works in the fish lab, and has seen some horrors of the deep. 30-1 on the cop. Why? Because ACAB, baby. And Jane's a long shot with 100-1 payoff. Unlikely, but yeah, you never know. I was thinking about the beach girls. Oh, that's brilliant. I mean, what if the beach girls are the monster? Go-go dancers by day, mutant killer fish by night. What a great twist.
No, not as the killers. I was just thinking about the beach girls in general. I'd like to make hey with those go-go's, if you know what I mean. Ha-cha-cha. Does your mother know you're out? Aruga.
Oh, that's a bit,
Problematic.
Even I'm disgusted, and I'm me.
Not like young women these days. They need to smile more. And those disrespectful flat shoes.
Okay, well, I don't want to subject you little monsters to any S&P violations. Let's watch another music video.
And another thing.
Here's Trans-Pacific Beach Bum by artist Steven Schijns.
saving is mine. Running out of time.
This song is off of Stephen Schijns' latest album, Where Do We Go? An album with songs of every musical style. Learn more at skynsmusic.com.
Vicky, can't we do anything to save this marriage? Start over or take the trip to Europe you've been dying for.
Too little, too late. Go away. I'm busy. Hello? Paul? It's Vicky. It's been a while.
Hello! So to all of our younger audiences, let me explain. Vicky is calling her ex-boyfriend on the house phone. That means anybody in the house who picks it up will be able to hear everything you say. Yes, this was real. Yes, it did suck. Although in the 90s, if you pick up a phone instead of a conversation, you're likely to hear Back to the film. Vicky, where are you going?
Oh, hanging out with the girls and totally not some hot ex with a really big
Gran apple.
Bye!
Here's a video from an old friend of mine, the godfather of comedy rock, Tim Cavanagh himself, and The Monster Ash, performed with Mike Toomey.
This is an Ash Wednesday tribute.
All right.
Oh, God. Frankenstein, Dracula, and their friend Lurch decided one day to go to church. They found intriguing the things they'd hear. The phrase body and blood had really caught their ear. The blazing candles made Frankie nervous. The crucifix distracted Drac from the service. On top of that, they didn't realize it was Ash Wednesday, and to their surprise,
They got the ash.
they got the Monster Ash.
The Monster Ash.
They gave them out at Mass.
The Monster Ash.
Right after Mardi Gras.
That's why you ask.
They got the Monster Ash. It turned out to be a miraculous day. The three all repented and changed their ways. Dracula gave up sucking for Lent. If the Chicago Cubs did it, that would be an event. They got the Monster Ash.
The Monster Ash.
They wore them with panache.
The Monster Ash.
The church went back and asked for a mustache.
They got the ash.
They got the Monster Ash. Drac, you've got something on your forehead. Let me get it. No, what? It's a smudge. Look in the mirror. No, you can't look in the mirror.
Very nice.
Monster Ash.
Oh, Mardi Gras. Okay.
Bravo. That's Tim Cavanagh featuring
Mike Boris Toomey.
Mike Boris.
Tim has a new album out, Love, Fish, and Sausages. Find out more at www.timcav.com.
Man, what a great beach party. Does it establish the plot any? No, but at least the scene has cute boys in shorts as well as girls. It's a start.
Hey, Richard, why don't you play that new song, More Than Wanting You?
Sure, I have my guitar here.
Wait, sorry to interrupt. Well, sorry, not sorry. But, Richard's one of those guys? You know, one of those schmucks who's always bringing their guitar to a party.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. I was kind of respecting him before, but now if it's between him and the monster, I'm rooting for the monster. That was a great song, Richard.
Well, I'm cutting out. There's a creepy crawling around. There's a monster in the surf. Yeah.
Okay, stop the movie. What the frack is that? Oh, it's a lion puppet. They do a musical number with the puppet. Okay, I know I was talking trash about the clown with the guitar, but to bring a fracking puppet to an adult party is just next level schmuckery. Who the frack does that? Yeah, what kind of adult brings a puppet to a party?
Welcome back, Beach Bums. I hope you enjoyed the nighttime beach segment. It goes on for a bit and is extremely corny, but it's got such great energy, it's kind of contagious. Since this episode's all about music, why don't we talk about the music and some of the artists behind it? The credits say the music was by Frank Sinatra Jr. Ah yes, everyone's third favorite Sinatra, out of 3. But in truth, he only co-wrote the theme song, Dance Baby Dance. The co-writer was Joan Janis, aka Joan Gardner, who also wrote the screenplay for the movie. In truth, the score was arranged and conducted by Chuck Sagal, and a few of the musicians assembled for the soundtrack were members of the famous surf band The Hustlers. The soundtrack has more than 13 surf instrumentals and has been ranked one of the best surf soundtracks out there. Meanwhile, Richard's sweet love song, More Than Wanting You, was actually written by the actor portraying him, Arnold Lessing. Meanwhile, Elaine DuPont, aka Jane, and Walker Edmondson wrote There's a Monster in the Surf.
Yeah.
Now, Walker Edmondson is the actor who played Mark. As it turns out, in addition to being an actor, Walker Edmondson also did all of the sculpting and puppets for the film, like Kingsley the Lion. Walker Edmondson was the host of the Walker Edmondson Show, a children's television program in Los Angeles that featured puppets of his own creation, including Kingsley. So you see how the director was in a bit of a pickle. You had Walker and his puppet, who were supposed to be performing in the beach party. However, the character of Mark had to be elsewhere. The solution? Put him in a terrible fake beard. However, if you ask me, it kind of works. It doesn't look real for a moment, but it looks like some beatnik version of Bon Raku, like he's wearing the beard so you don't see his lips move. Now, Walker Edmondson would continue to have a long career in puppetry and voice acting. You probably know at least one of his characters, including Enoch in The Land of the Lost, Sir Thornberry in Gummy Bears, and Fire Lord Azulon in Avatar: The Last Airbender. But let me loop back to our writer, Joan Gardner. In addition to writing and composing, she also had a long career in voice acting too. She played Spunky in The Adventures of Spunky and Tadpole, which I've never heard of either, as well as numerous supporting characters in Pound Puppies, The Scooby-Doo and Scrappy Show, and a ton of Rankin Bass specials. Well, that's enough of me rambling. Hey, any idea why your grandpa keeps wandering back and forth across the beach? No clue. But I think we should find out. In the meantime, let's get back to the movie.
Walk, baby, do-do-do. Roar! Oh my god, a monster attacked that poor surfer dude! How horrible! It'd be even worse if that surfer was established as a character in any way. Help! Richard! Help! Roar!
What happened here? Did you kill him?
No, it was that big monster with a fish-like head and a claw.
You're coming with me down to the station.
You can't suspect Mark?
Well, no, we just want to ask him some questions.
Huh. What's this in the sand? A bit of rubber. I wonder. I'm sure Mark's innocent.
And he just stole my squad car.
Why would he do that? Did he find some evidence about who the killer might be and not share it for some reason? Was he trying to get more evidence before accusing an innocent man? Or was he trying to blackmail the killer? Or steal the killer's monster suit so he could commit crimes all of his own?
Your guess is as good as mine. A well-written movie would probably elaborate on that one way or the other. Oh well. Next up, the Tsunamibots with Automaton.
Concatenation in the intermediate amplifiers.
Well, that's bad, isn't it?
No, that's good. From now on, I don't think there'll be the slightest trouble with your robot. Your domestic problems are completely solved. 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 Completely solved.
Drink, baby, drink. La da. Oh, a typed note. Vicky, come to my room. Mark. I've still got a few snarky comments in me. The monster! And it knows how to type!
Alright, let's take it to 11 with Chesty Malone and the Slice 'em Ups with Fun Things to Do During Robberies. If you like that song, visit chestymalone.bigcartel.com for more.
Sneak, baby, look for clues. Huh. Vicky's shoes. Nope, time for push finishes. Gotta keep looking. If I was a fishman costume, where would I hide? How about this secret closet? Aha! Roar! Ah! Choking me! Reach for a weapon! Butter knife! Perry knife! Kitchen Bowie knife! Ha! Hurrah! Let's see where this monster is really under that mask. Dr. Lindsay! Die! I will! Dad! Mark! Run away! Sheriff! Dr. Lindsay is the killer! You got to go after him! Sure. Hop in. That seems really unorthodox. I don't understand. Why did he do it, Sheriff? I'm afraid he thought he was doing it for you. For me? That's probably not helping. He's all over the road! There, he went all over the cliff. Okay, he's a goner, all right. But you didn't need therapy before. You're probably gonna need it now.
Well, that was our movie, The Beach Girls and the Monster. What a great monster movie, huh?
Monster movie? It wasn't even a monster. It was just his creepy dad in a rubber suit.
Maybe the patriarchy was the true monster the whole time.
Huh. Where have I heard that one before?
Eccentric Aunt Vivian says it every morning.
Yeah, that scans. Grandpa Vice, I've got to ask you a question. What a coinkydink. I've got to dodge a question. Why have you been wandering around gathering seaweed? Oh, no particular reason. Are you gathering seaweed to make a green monster outfit to scare people off the beach? No, not people. Need to remind you that kids these days count as people. And by your liberal definition, yes. Yes, I am. Grandpa Lothario Vice, I am disappointed in you. You can't talk to me like that. Can and will? I mean, we all know that dressing as a monster to scare off people indiscriminately can be a lot of fun. And great exercise. And there's nothing wrong with assuming the form of a monster to exact revenge against the individuals who have wronged you. That's our family motto. Don ne ladies outwut liam tiam ter tipiawapen teterarium.
What's that mean?
Do not wrong me, or I will dress as a monster and scare the poop out of you.
Catchy.
But dressing as a monster to be ageist or sexist is just plain prejudiced. And I know that great Grammy Vice raised you better than that. No, she would not approve. As she used to say, Vaingloria Price didn't raise no bigots. Except a lot more unladylike language. It's just, I don't understand this new generation, these 20th century kids.
Should we tell him?
The humor is so strange. They're always watching cheeky talkies and posting on my face. And it's so entitled. Every time I see them on the line chatting, it's me this and me that. Post a meme, whatever that means. Oh, meme, Grandpa. Not a meme, post a meme. It's like a Far Side comic. It's no use, we're too different. Kids these days, they only talk in a disrespectful tone. They never look you in the eye, they're always on their phones. Why can't they be like we were, perfect in every way? Things were different back in my day. Back in my day. Back in my day. Kids were better in every possible way. Okay. Your elders saw you only as disobedient punks, always causing mischief and always high or drunk. They didn't approve of metal, rock and roll or funk. It was no different back in your day. Back in the day, back in the day. Just give the kids a chance, what do you say?
No way. The kids don't want to walk.
Who does?
They're changing their names.
Who doesn't?
I see no way that we can get along. They don't move out of the house.
Well, that's a little complex. Between an unprecedented gap between income and inflation, student debt and housing investment bubbles, buying homes next to impossible, but that's hard to sing about in a song. Back in the day, back in the day. Just give the kids a chance, what do you say?
Okay, back in the day.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. The more they stay the same. I suppose I'll give them a try, but I find them so hard to understand.
What don't you get?
Tiki-talkie?
TikTok is like funny commercials that people make themselves.
And bubble tea?
It's sweet tea with milk, with tapioca. You should try it.
I do like tapioca. But what about their obsession with the Bee movie?
Yeah, I don't understand that one either, but that's the beauty of it. We don't have to understand it, because it's not for us. It's something special they get to have all to themselves. We just have to remember that when we were young, we did goofy, stupid stuff that no one else understood. They might be different in many small ways, but at their core, they're young people just trying to figure out who they are and just living one day at a time.
Well said.
Huh. Look at that, it's starting to get dark.
Caw, 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 caw.
Should we pack up and head home?
Aww.
Or we can build a bonfire and toast marshmallows and sing songs. What do you think, little monsters?
Yeah.
All right. Looks like we're going to stay out late.
Yay!
And get eaten by mosquitoes. But it's worth it, because that's what summer's all about, right? Ah, you know what that sound means. Now it's time for our playdate to end. We watched old films and we met old friends. And maybe made some new friends too, like Grandpa Vice. I can be your friend if you want me to. Thanks for watching Princeton Vice. Let me offer this advice. Eat, drink, and be scary, for tomorrow we die. For tomorrow we die.
You're gonna die!
For tomorrow we die. Here's an old video, but one I'm proud of. A song I performed with the Madbluds. Green NB from Another Galaxy.
Since that fateful night that came off.